Turkey, and you can see the face on that young boy, is just an exciting moment for him, being with the big guys, learning a skill, learning English, learning about America. This was in Cyprus, the Marines teaching American football. We're not sure how quickly that will catch on, but they really enjoyed that. We have what we call cultural envoys and cultural ambassadors, and this is Michelle Kwan, who is of course the gold medal Olympic ice skater here in Kalmykia, quite outside of, in the outskirts of Russia. And Basketball Without Borders, we have so many talented American basketball players who are from Turkey, from Montenegro, and we try and find a way of bringing these American basketball stars back to their home country to continue to teach the sport and inspire other young people. And these are the Special Olympics in Estonia, where our ambassador reached out to really highlight the importance for handicapped young people to be able to participate in sports through the Special Olympics. And in Macedonia, a little ice hockey. And another aspect is Muslim engagement. So many people have the view that America is somehow a clash of civilizations, east between west, but nothing could be farther than the truth when Islam is such an important part of the United States. Many people are unaware that there's over 1,200 mosques in the United States. And so we try and find ways of reaching out to different countries in Europe that have large Muslim immigration or Muslim majority countries to bring Muslim Americans. Now we have a senior advisor for Muslim engagement, Farah Pandit, who is instrumental in working with our posts for our iftar dinners that we have, or bringing what we call a citizen dialogue program, an imam, a young professional, a student, to meet with Muslims in other countries. I like this one, great shot. This is at the ambassador's residence. I don't think the ambassador had ever had such a thing happen in the past, but that happened that Christmas. Our ambassador Kane in Denmark, this is a street basketball program. It's an NGO called GAME, and they found that the integration of the immigrant community, not just Muslim, but the immigrant community into Danish society is very difficult. And one way to help with integration is by teaching skills to the immigrant community so that then they are a desired advantage for the Danish sports clubs because they have people with great skills. And so we've seen the integration in the Danish basketball sports clubs go up some 30%. And this is in France, a very strong program there. This was a conference in the Netherlands on diversity dialogues. And then this is some of that one side of the coin I mentioned, the 24/7. So this is our ambassador in Belarus, who is on the equivalent of the David Letterman show. I'm not sure what the equivalent is here. Here are some regional examples. This is our ambassador in Slovakia, and our ambassador in Azerbaijan, Ambassador Dersi, reaching out to we have American corners in many countries. I know we used to have these American libraries, and they're turning more into American corners with a lot of internet access being extremely popular. That's our Assistant Secretary, Daniel Freed, so being there for forums and conferences, and of course, you must know that Poland is very high on our list because he was the former ambassador to Poland. So he's always saying, and what about Poland, and what about Poland? So he's thrilled that I'm able to be here. And this is in Ukraine. And of course, Matt Bryza, who is full-time now involved with Georgia. And that's our capture that photo when you can. That was a 4th of July event. But that just gives you a little visual presentation of some of the cultural diplomacy that we're doing in the United States. And with that, I think I will open it up to questions that you might have, or answers, advice, suggestions.
Yes, please. Microphone.
Władysław?
Yep.
Władysław Serwatowski, Collegium Civitas.
Ms. Graffy, you mentioned green diplomacy and sports diplomacy, but you did not mention visual diplomacy, and Condoleezza Rice announced visual diplomacy in 2002 as an important project. And I'd be glad to hear how visual diplomacy, so embassies and ambassadors and residents, is realized. Is this project failed, or this is just greening?
No,
It was implementation of contemporary American art in residences and in embassies. I know that in Warsaw Embassy, in Warsaw, there is no visual changes since 6 years in paintings, American art, and everything what Condoleezza Rice mentioned is important, because embassies should reflect the taste of ambassadors' personal life. You realize visual diplomacy here, but can you comment on this? Thank you.
thank you. Great question. Now, I'm obsessed, as they all know, on visual communications to make sure that we're getting images of some of the things that we're doing. And what you're talking about is another aspect of that, art in the embassy program.
Yes.
And it is really a terrific program. For those of you that are not familiar with this, this is that we want to try and find a way of bringing American artists to the attention of people in different countries. And so each ambassador gets to make a selection. We have an art bank, and they can make a selection from the art bank or from museums to bring American art to their embassy. And we've had some wonderful results. You know, Dale Chihuly, the glass blower, fabulous. I saw one of his pieces in our embassy in Moscow. Our ambassador in London was the former chairman of the Museum of Modern Art from Los Angeles. So he has his own personal amazing collection of Hockneys, and there's a whole list of them. And they just did something on Bloomberg about art in the embassy program. So we might even be able to send out that link, because I can't remember whether it was just on the UK or other countries as well. Every country that I go to, the ambassador's residence of the embassy will have a collection. And I don't know about the embassy here, but I'll pass the mic over. You're happy to say a few words here. But I find it intriguing, and they usually have a big opening, and then when they have guests, they can talk about it as well.
Yes, hi, I'm the Public Affairs Officer here. I'm Andy Schilling. And you mentioned the Arts and Embassy program, and our ambassador is from Tennessee, and I promise you, please come to his residence and I'll show you. It is very, very heavily reflective of Tennessee artists. The American flavor of his home state is very much shown through there. I've watched him tour people through the residence. Now, you say it hasn't changed for many years. That may be because Ambassador Ash is one of the longest serving ambassadors here. He's been here almost 4 years, so there has not been a change there. But let us talk afterwards. I would invite you to see it. It definitely is. And we actually have a catalog as well that I'd be happy to provide you too. We produce that. So.
Great. And thank you for mentioning that, because I know they're very excited about that program, and we love it. Yes.
I've got a question. Do you think there's in public diplomacy... Okay, my name is Piotr Sinatra, I'm a student. I wonder if in public diplomacy, is there a place for partnership with private companies? Will you work with marketing or PR companies in order to implement strategies? And the second question is, are you measuring or evaluating in any way efficiency of your actions? Is there any example you can give that public opinion was negative, and after implementing some of the actions, you could come up with some tangible results? Thank you.
Those are great questions. First is the public-private partnership that you mentioned. We are really committed to public-private partnership, because what we find is that governments can't do this, and I'm not talking about just the American government. Every government needs to empower people and companies to assist in their country's public diplomacy. Because think about it, public diplomacy benefits everyone. If the country has a good image, then people will want to work with that company, to invest in that business, to go to their universities, to visit for tourism reasons. So it's the benefit for everybody in the country that they're working together with their government